Hey, it's Andy, but I'm not in Music City. Let's talk about what to expect if you plan on moving to Tennessee from California. All right, so for those of you that are thinking about moving to Middle Tennessee from California, this one's especially for you. However, for those of you that are already in Middle Tennessee, you may find some of this entertaining. And for those of you that are thinking about relocating here from other parts of the country, this will be helpful for you as well. But let me start by just saying it is a reality that there are a lot of people moving to Middle Tennessee from different parts of California. And I wanted to show you two different sources for that bit of info. So this was in theory just a few short months ago for a lot of us here in Middle Tennessee working in real estate. But it became reality really quick. For me personally, I've had several transactions over the past few months that involve folks moving from California. But statistics from U-Haul, the truck rental or trailer rental company, came out in January of 2021 with their statistics from 2020. And check this out. Tennessee topped the list for the first time for one-way rentals. That means folks that are moving from other parts of the country to Tennessee and not going back anytime soon. So it is a reality that we have had a lot of people moving to Middle Tennessee. Now you might be wondering, what are the other states that had high-ranking one-way rentals from U-Haul here recently? So in 2020, these are the other states that topped that list. Interestingly enough, California was number 50 on that list of one-way rentals in 2020. Combine that with this little tidbit. So this is based on relatively recent statistics from the IRS and the US Census Bureau. But check this out. If you go to this site, you can see how money moves around the US from state to state, and you can click on each state and zoom in a little bit and see how money even moves from county to county. But what I want to show you right now is this. Take a look at how money has moved into Tennessee and where it's coming from. So if I click on Tennessee, you'll see at the top of the list, where is the majority of the money moving into Tennessee from? Oh, surprise, it's coming from California. So if I go a little deeper and I click, say, on Wilson County, the county where I live here in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, you can see that not only are we getting a lot of residents bringing their money from Davidson County, which is right where downtown Nashville is located, and some other surrounding counties, but lo and behold, what else is on the top of the list for money coming into Wilson County, Tennessee? Los Angeles County, California. Oh, it's really happening. We've got a lot of folks coming from California to Middle Tennessee. So why are people moving from California to parts of Middle Tennessee? Well, let me start with a few more well-known ones and then hit you with some more obscure ones toward the end. First, cost of living. The general cost of living here in Middle Tennessee is just less than it is in a lot of the more metropolis parts of California. Now, the other big part of cost of living is there is no state income tax here in Tennessee. It's offset a little bit by our sales tax, which is 9.25%, but the state income tax does not exist here in Tennessee. So that's a huge plus and a huge difference when you're coming from California here to Tennessee. Another big reason that I see folks moving from California to Tennessee is to take advantage of experiencing 4 totally separate seasons. So we have summer, fall, winter, and spring, and they're all very distinct and all very different. Now, I recently visited my friends Danny and Kelly out just north of San Diego, and the weather was fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it, and it gets humid here in Middle Tennessee in the summer. It is no secret that our summers can be very warm and very muggy, but it's a great change into fall when the foliage starts to change colors, and just that drastic change in temperature, that it's this sigh of relief that, fall is here, and it's beautiful throughout Tennessee. Then of course we have winters. Now my family grew up in the Northeast, so my dad was very anxious to come to Tennessee because he was done with snow. We do get snow here in Middle Tennessee, but I will tell you that if we do, don't try to drive. We get very mild snow here, usually just a couple inches at best, and it's gone by the next day or the same day. You can see my other video about commuting into Nashville that shows one of our rare snowfalls here in Middle Tennessee. But we do have winter, we do have freezing temperatures, and we do have snowfall. Now, if you go farther east in Tennessee, into the mountains, into Pigeon Forge, we've got ski resorts and plenty of snow to play in, typically. This past winter was pretty rainy, but we do have 4 separate seasons here in Tennessee. And we also have great outdoor activities throughout the state, but especially here in Middle Tennessee. Plenty of water sports on lakes and rivers. We've got amazing state parks, hiking trails, sightseeing, sporting events, music venues, all kinds of outdoor activities for you to be a part of here in Middle Tennessee. The other part that I know is a big plus for those that are moving to Middle Tennessee from California is our traffic. Now, I am not going to say there is no traffic in Nashville. That wouldn't be true. However, having experienced traffic in LA, there's no comparison. Traffic here in the Nashville area, depending on time of day, of course, we do have rush hour going in and out of the city morning and then between 4 and 6 p.m. But you can watch my other video on the commute into Nashville. It's really not a huge deal compared to other parts of the country. Now let's talk about some of the things to properly prepare yourself for moving into the Middle Tennessee area that you may not have heard yet. First of all, let's call this Which Old Hickory? A learning curve for me when I moved to the area 25 years ago was you can be on the same street, not make a turn left or right, and find that you're on a totally different street. Let me show you a map and show you what I'm talking about. The greater Nashville area is like a wagon wheel with a center hub and spokes going in all directions. Some of these concentric circles going around Nashville tend to change their names depending on what part of town you're in. The confusing part is sometimes it's the same street name after it's already changed a few times. Let me show you a couple for an example. Let's go down to the southwest side of Nashville on Old Hickory Boulevard. Let's ride along on Old Hickory Boulevard, and as we go along Old Hickory Boulevard, wait, what is this? Bell Road? I don't remember turning off of Old Hickory Boulevard. Okay, I guess it changed its name. Okay, let's ride along Bell Road then. Curves around, goes north along the lake, so we're riding along north on Bell Road. Because what? Stewart's Ferry Pike? What? I thought we were on Bell Road. Whatever happened to Old Hickory Boulevard? Oh, it's right over here. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, because it's also down here and up here, but not here, and definitely not down here, not there, and this little section is a totally different road before it meets up with this section, and then it goes back to Old Hickory Boulevard that eventually dead ends into the Cumberland River. Now, it could be said that you can differentiate these Old Hickory Boulevards, because one's in Brentwood, one's in the town of Old Hickory, one is in Madison. But what about in Nashville? All right, let's look at an example that is all in Nashville. Here's a good one. If you look at White Bridge Road, Woodmont Boulevard, and Thompson Lane, they're all the same street, all in Nashville. And what makes this extra special is that over here, it's called Briley Parkway. Oh, and it's also Briley Parkway over here. Another big difference to expect in Nashville, if you're coming here from California, is you're probably not used to having this at your airport. Seriously, there is live music coming from different sections of our airport. Whenever you are coming and going from the Nashville airport, it's always great to see local musicians playing there at different restaurants and venues there right in our BNA International Airport. Another big difference that you need to know about Middle Tennessee when you're moving here from California or Michigan or Ohio or Illinois or anywhere else on the planet for that matter, if you order a Coke, you may be asked what kind. And they're not asking if you want vanilla Coke or cherry Coke. They're asking what type of soft drink would you like? Coke is a generic word for sody pop or soft drinks. I've got family from the Michigan area that still say pop. So if they order that around here, whew, you are going to glare like a tourist more so than wearing cowboy boots downtown at the honky tonks. If you order a Coke, please don't be surprised if someone asks you, oh, what kind? Another bit of advice from my heart to yours, if you're moving to Middle Tennessee from California, please know that the term bless your heart, that can sincerely and genuinely mean, oh, I feel sorry for you, or I feel empathy for you, or even I will be praying for you. A lot of times, however, it could be one of the nastiest backhanded insults, but you will walk away wondering, was that an insult? Oh, bless your heart. And one other bit of information that has held true the entire time I have lived here in Middle Tennessee, and I have lived north, south, east, and west of Nashville, is that Southern hospitality is a real thing. So if you are relocating here to Middle Tennessee, jump in, get your feet wet, and be a nice person. Just be that neighbor you have always wanted to be, and you will fit right in. I'm Andy. Thanks for checking out my channel. Please like and subscribe below so you can get notified when I post another video. I look forward to seeing you here in Middle Tennessee, maybe even being your neighbor someday. Bye-bye.